Hey, this is Russ. Now, if I look a little strange, it's because let's talk about the hair, okay? Somebody asked me if that was a toupee. No, it's not. It's just my messy hair, and it looks worse today because it's what we call helmet hair. Yeah, I took out a bike to test out, and of course I put on the knit cap, and then I put on the helmet, so everything's flattening it all out. All right. So yeah, I took out the KBO Flip. Remember that bike? If you didn't see the last video that I made, I'll put a link up there. You can take a look at it. Okay, tell you a little history of how I got that bike and why I'm testing it. Now, as you know, I'm heading out to California and also a side trip to Vegas. We'll talk about that stuff in a second. And so I needed to make sure that this bike was functional before I disappear for a couple of weeks. Okay, so yeah, everything works fine on it. It's functioning perfectly fine. So. Now you might be wondering, how did it perform? I'm sure that's the first thing in your mind. How did it work out? Okay. Well, I told you guys that, the Flip was designed specifically for a certain type of person in mind. It's basically designed for someone who says, I'm not interested in the fastest bike out there. I just want to enjoy my ride, go a certain speed, not going crazy. Maybe you're a little shorter rider. Maybe you're not as heavy as me. It's designed for that type of person. So based on the ride that I took today to test the bike out, okay, now we're going to do a full review later, but that's going to be way down the road. Let me just at least tell you a little bit about my first experience with it. Okay, so that way at least we kind of set the tone for it when the review comes out. But yeah, I would say the Flip is best suited for someone shorter than me. Okay, I know when you look at the manufacturer's specifications, sometimes they give you ranges of how tall you can be and all that. I couldn't do a clean rotation on it. I'm a little too big. I'm 5'10", and as you know, I'm at the upper ranges of the weight limits of many of these bikes. So I don't hit the weight limit, but I'm just saying I'm so close to it that it's probably not perfectly set for a guy my size. So. Speed of the bike is set for 20 miles per hour, and I was able to hit about 19 miles per hour on that. Acceleration was not as fast as I'm used to, so it takes a while to get up there. There's 3 levels of pedal assist instead of 5, so it's got 3 levels of pedal assist, and it's got mechanical disc brakes, so of course it doesn't stop as fast as the hydraulic brakes. These are all things we expect, right? I mean, based on, it's a bike that's on sale for $899 right now. You can't expect a whole lot out of it, right? 36 volts, 15.4 amp hour battery, so 500 watt motor. So torque wise wasn't as strong as other bikes. Going up slight inclines, I'm probably doing 12 to 14 miles per hour, something in that range. I think I averaged 17 to 18 miles an hour when I was riding it, but I did hit 20 miles per hour on it. So it's suited really for someone a little bit shorter than me, I think, because I couldn't do full rotations. I don't think the seat post was high enough to be able to give me full extension, so I can do a full extension ride on it. So I think, you could push it up higher. But I didn't want to put it to the maximum level of seat post insertion point. You know what I'm talking about on the seat post. I have it a little bit shorter than that, but I guess I could have pushed it to its max, but I never feel comfortable when it's pushed that high up. So my feeling is the Flip is probably better for someone who is, I would say if you're like 5'8" and under, you would probably be okay on a Flip. Yeah. If you're a little taller than that, you might feel, I can't do my full extension. But, a lot of people don't do full extensions like I do. I do a full, proper bicycling extension when I ride. And I couldn't do that. And I'm 5'10", okay? With an inseam of about, 30.5 to 31 inches, something like that is what my inseam is. So kind of gives you an idea. So if you can kind of gauge it if you're considering that bike even before the review comes out. I don't think it's suited for anyone that's my size, okay? If you're heavy like me, if you're tall to a point of about 5'10", I wouldn't recommend it. I would say someone 5'8" and under would enjoy this bike, and especially if you're looking for somebody who's not looking to go really fast or accelerate really fast, then the flip would be one you can consider. But for me, most of my bikes have always been kind of more powerful, and so I'm kind of used to a certain speed, a certain pickup, a certain that's not the flip. It wasn't designed for that. Okay, so they mentioned that before. He says tell it as it is. So I'm telling you now. But a full review will come sometime later this year, right? I just don't know when. But again, since we talked about it before, I figured I'd introduce it to you now. Okay, so let's move on to some other things, right? Now, this trip is coming up for me for California and Nevada. We're going to Vegas. So let me first off say this. We don't go to Vegas to gamble, all right? None of us are gamblers. I'm just going with my sister, her son, and myself. Her husband is not going with us on this trip. So, we're not gambling. We've never been gamblers. I don't really gamble. I go there basically for shows and for buffets. And we've already booked 3 buffets. Yeah. So I think we're doing the Bacchanal. What else are we doing? We're doing the Ace Buffet and the Win Buffet, I think. I think those 3 are the buffets we're going to try to hit. And then I think she has us signed up for a couple of shows as well. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're not there to gamble, right? We're not in for that. We're just... I think the last time I went to Vegas, I actually went there for a photography convention. I went with my friend Stacy, and neither one of us did any gambling at all. And in the past, I have tried the slot machines, and not because I wanted to win anything. I just wanted to pull the handle just to see it work, right? And that was in the days when you put like a nickel in. See, I only bet a nickel. I don't bet some folks bet big money. I went to like the nickel slots, and I did it just so I can pull the handle. But now you can't even pull handles. It's all push button. Yeah, and it's credits, so you don't get to hear the coins drop. So when Stacy and I went to Vegas, this is many years ago on a photography field trip. He was also a professional photographer. He says, "Oh, are you going to try the slot machine?" I says, "Well, let me sit down. Let me throw a couple nickels in there." And then I noticed, where's the pull handle? There's nothing to pull. I says, if they're not going to let me pull it, and if they're not going to let me hear the coins drop, they took a lot of the fun out of it. That's how I said. So I didn't do any. I said, forget it. They're not even going to get a nickel from me. So I'm sure that hasn't changed. It's probably still push button. It's still credits. So yeah, I won't be doing any gambling. But I do remember one year I went to Vegas. It was on another convention for the stereo industry when I was still working in the stereo businesses. So I sat down at a nickel coin slot machine, and I won. I don't know what I won. I think I won like 200 coins or something like that on one pull. And so, this guy who was next to me, he says, "Oh, what's your secret?" I said, "There's no secret. I'm going to keep playing this until I run out of those coins." So in other words, I was not really interested in making the money. I just wanted to keep feeding it one coin at a time and pulling the handle just to give me something to do. I don't know what I won. How much is 200 coins worth? Well, I put it all in there. I said, I'm going to play $20 and lose it all. I mean, purposely lose it. I'm just going to keep throwing that money in until I can't go any further, until I stop pulling the thing and I've lost all my money. So to me, it was kind of like a game. It wasn't a gambling thing. I knew I was going to lose, and I purposely did it until I lost. So I lost everything, and then I felt okay. I felt, yeah, I did. I had, I don't know how long I was there, an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. Gave me some time to say I did something. That's my extent of gambling. I don't know if you call that gambling. That's almost like just paying. It's almost like playing a video game. That's kind of how it was for me. So that's what we intend to do when we're in Vegas. So I know a number of you guys have mentioned to me that the buffets are down. Certain ones are open, but they are the more expensive buffets, and we've already made reservations for those places. So, and then we'll do some shows. I think she has a magic show or something like that signed up, and I think she's doing the Michael Jackson something or other, Cirque du Soleil show or something, whatever it is. So we'll do some of those. I won't be able to record those things to show you, obviously, but I'll record some odds and end things so we can see, what it is that I did. But it won't be, it won't be any that interesting. I mean, if you really want to watch Vegas type videos, go on YouTube and find some Vegas videos. I'm not going to do a real good job at it. I'm going to tell you that, because I'm there to enjoy a little bit too. I'm not just going to be filming things, right? So. And same thing with my time out in California. I'll be only recording things as I go. It's not going to be something that, I'm there to do videos constantly. It's going to be an enjoyment trip. So I'll do what I can. I'll show you what I can. And then when I get back, we'll do some heavy duty videos. Now, Magicycle asked me if I could do a deer video before the end of March. At this point, I don't think we can. We still have snow and stuff coming. It's going to snow tomorrow from the forecast. Now, I'm thinking it's probably still flurries. I don't think it's going to be heavy duty. I'm hoping it's not heavy duty snow, right? But I'm putting down some pre-emergent weed killer on my lawn right after I'm done with this video, right? Because I have to put it down before it hits 50 degrees soil temperature. And if it happens to hit it while I'm gone, it'll be too late. And if it's too late, what'll happen is weeds will grow into your lawn for the year. Now, I found out about this from one of my knee replacement patients who was watching me when I was doing knee replacement videos, and he advised me to buy Jonathan Green brand pre-emergent weed killer. It's weed control essentially. So the theory behind this is if you put the weed control down before your soil temperatures hit around 50 degrees for like 3 days in a row, if that happens, it's too late. Even if you put it down, you probably missed it, because then things start germinating, and the next thing you know, your whole lawn has these weeds. And what we had was a weed called, I think it's called goosegrass. And our lawn, when we first moved into this home, because this is a home we moved in, I don't know, several years ago. Initially, it wasn't so bad that we didn't notice any type of weeds. And then one year, it just like popped up. And when it popped up, we were talking weeds that maybe like 200 plus weeds in the backyard. And if you've never seen goosegrass, I'll put a photo up here so you can see it. It's a big, monstrous looking weed. And it was all over the backyard. It wasn't even in the front. It was just in the backyard. So we didn't know what happened. And it was like that for like 2 or 3 years. And then finally I found out it's because you have to put down this thing called the pre-emergent weed control. If you got to do it in the spring, and I think people do it also in the fall. But if you do it before your soil temperatures hit 50 degrees, it'll stop the weed growth for the year. And if you wait too long, too bad. Even if you put it down, that weed's coming out. So I'm doing it now because I'm hoping that, when I'm gone, I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. If it happens while I'm gone, it'll be too late. So even though it's going to snow tomorrow, I've got to put that weed control down now. It's a little early, but again, I'm not going to be around if I wait and it happens, it'll be too late. So anyways, that's some information that's beyond bicycling, but I figure I'd let you know what I'm going to be doing. So I'll be leaving next week, middle of next week, and so the videos will be sporadic. And if you don't see anything from me, it's just that I didn't get a chance to put something up. So, but mid-April we'll hit it hard and heavy. We'll start doing the reviews again, and then the standard bike rides and everything. So hopefully by that time the weather will be better, and then we'll have ability to ride more often. So the deer video, I'm sorry, Magicycle, I don't know whether I can get that out by the end of March because I'll be gone, and we still have not had good weather. I don't know what it is with Chicago. Sometimes we get good weather, and sometimes we don't. I had enough to be able to do some quick introduction videos for Magicycle's deer model, but I haven't given it the full review because... And I've had it since January, beginning of January. It's just winter. That's how it is in Chicago. I have no control over the weather. So, all right, good enough. I think I've talked enough. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I appreciate it when you do that. I'll talk to you guys next time.